Hello everyone, my name is Yongjin Li. Today, I will talk about power transaction and the implications for global governance. So, who is charged globally? After World War II, global governance was shaped by the victors, especially the United States, which leads the formation of the UN, IMF, World Bank, and later WTO. During the Cold War, the world was divided between two blocs. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the US became the unchangeable hegemon. But this changed in the 21st century, especially after China's WTO accession, the 2008 financial crisis, and the COVID-19 pandemic. Emerging power like China, India, Russia, and blocs like BRICS are now reshaping the international system. We have entered a phase of multipolarism. Military power used to dominate global governments, especially during the Cold War and with NATO and the Warsaw Pact. Today, the UN Security Council is still the central platform for collection security, but it often fails to act due to the failed power of parliament members. Recent examples is Russia's failed blocked actions on Ukraine, and the US failed prevented resolutions on Gaza. This shows how structure regularly undermines peace effect and reflects power struggles rather than global justice. Meanwhile, enabling power support multi-power security dialogues, like through the Shanghai Cooperation Organization or UN peacekeeping reform. Economic power is the key battle background in the current power transaction. In situations like the WTO, IMF, and World Bank were built under Western dominance, but now countries like China challenge the structure. China is the world's largest trader and manufacturer. It founded the ALLB and the New Development Bank to offer alternatives to IMF or WB. The ballot and road initiative expands its global economic influence. This creates a struggle mismatch. Old instructions are slow to adapt to new power realities. For example, China is still treated as a developing country in the WTO, which creates disputes over market access and subsidized policies. The West seems that this is unfair, but China seems reform as overdue. Global governance is also operated at the level of norms, values, and culture. Institutions like UNESCO and the UNHRC promote global values, but are often criticized for Western biases. Embracing power increasing challenges these negativities. China promotes non-interference, development democracy, and multipolarism. This global south calls for declinations global discovered. However, effects from the south are often dismissed as self-serving or non-domiciliary. This refers deeply a struggle over the whole value shape, the goal order, a structure, a culture, power transaction. Politically, institutions like the United Nations, EU, Britics, and SCO now consist in a cooperative overlapping system. One major issue is institution lack. The power structure changes, but the voting rights and the rules are not. So the UNSC and the WTO both reflect this mismatch. For example, BRICS Plus pushes for equal voice in global decision-making. China and other countries have started forming institutions and platforms such as RCEP and G20 alliances. Some people said institutions provide stability and grieving remind us they serve the dominant power. When power changes, rules must be recognized or new system emerges. In summary, power transaction is not a military or economic issue. It affects how rules are made, who enforce them, and what values define the global order. We are witnessing a brilliant but ever-routine governance landscape, shaped by institution reform delayed, parallel power system, and normative competition. To build a fair global future, we must go beyond old power harness and rethinking global governance as a shared inclusive process, balancing state power with institution reform and grassroots particularization. Thank you for watching.